on YouTube. Has it ever seemed like Big Brother was watching you? You know, the wife says something like, "Hey babe, I think we should get some new curtains." And magically there's an advertisement in your Facebook feed for Bob's Curtain Emporium. You know what I'm talking about. Well, this exact same thing happened to me the other day. Shortly after I released my video, The 3 Things I Love About Unleash the Archers, something magical happened. So to fill you in on what I'm talking about, let's look a little bit at that video that I made. I spent a little bit of time talking about the 80s and how badass they were and how it reminded me of power metal. Take a look. Some of you youngsters don't know what I'm talking about, but for those of you who've grown up in the 80s know, everything was over the top. Before everybody suddenly got depressed in the 90s. Our action heroes were over the top. The music was over the top. Commercials were over the top. Everything was badass to the point of being cheesy, and we were unapologetic about it. We didn't care what made our superheroes tick. They just kicked ass. That's all we had to know. When there was a theme song to some action show, it literally talked about what was happening in the show. Yeah, that really happened. And yeah, there was the dark side of the 80s that we don't like to talk about.
Here we go. Feel that beat. We're gonna play a little b-ball now. You, me, and...
We've tried to forget about that. But the 80s I remembered was just badass, over the top. And power metal is just over the top, right? I mean, Dragon Force? Really? That is so 1980s, and I love it. So shortly after posting that video, the mullet-haired, leather-gloved, nunchuck-wielding gods of the 80s heard my cry and dropped this little gift in my YouTube recommended feed. Bam. So of course I couldn't resist, and I checked it out. And holy shit, is it 80s gold. Now I only watched about 30 seconds of it, but that was well enough to know what I was watching. So I stopped it immediately and thought this would be an amazing reaction to do. So here I am. Sorry about the sunglasses, that was kind of cheesy, but... So when it comes to David Hasselhoff, there's basically 2 kinds of people in this world. There's the people in Europe, I think mostly Germany, who worship him as a demigod. Over there, he is an extreme celebrity, an amazing singer, and has a huge following. In America, if you're over the age of 20, he's the Baywatch guy. If you're under the age of 20, he was basically that guy in SpongeBob SquarePants. Now, if you're really old like me, you remember him from the show Knight Rider, the super cheesy 80s show about a robotic car. It was really futuristic and all that. But nevertheless, he still remains this icon, David Hasselhoff. So I think he's called the Hoff. Or maybe the Hassel. I'm not sure. I know he's got a shortened name, but anyways. So let's check this out, shall we? Okay, so I fell down a little bit of a rabbit hole when I was picking out the image to put above the video there. And it turns out this is from a movie called Kung Fury. I just thought it was a cheesy music video. But there's a movie. It came out in 2015, I think. Look at this thing. So, you got, these are the characters. Triceratops. I think that must be Kung Fury, the main character. You've got Barbariana, who rides on a frickin' Tyrannosaurus Rex. You've got Thor in this thing, and they travel through time and fight Hitler. Holy shit. So, this obviously is some kind of a huge 80s, a huge homage to the 80s, crazy satire with the over-the-top cheese that was the 80s. So, I'm going to have to check this movie out after this. So without further ado, let's check out this video, at least get through that, and then we'll see, we'll go down that other rabbit hole later maybe. Okay, buckle up. Here we go.
Hey, got a permit for those guns?
I've got your permit right here.
Permit denied.
So epic, man. If the 80s had that kind of technology, that's what all the movies would have been like. Just over the top, man. We can do his little kung fu moves. And the mullet. Can't forget the mullet, man. You know, everybody's got a role. They're gonna go fight Hitler. I gotta watch what I say, because I know the Hoff has a huge following, and I don't want to get gutted by any super fans. Yeah, he's just being David Hasselhoff. The guy looks good for his age. He's got to be. I mean, I remember even in SpongeBob thinking he was still looking pretty good for his age. Now he's doing his little kung fu stuff. If that was him, I don't know. But look, over the top car, you know, he's standing, running on the car as it's flipping through the air, and he lands in the. Anyways, you saw it. You know. Okay, this is as far as I got. That glove right there. Any of you remember the Nintendo? I think that might be the same exact glove we had. It was called a Nintendo Power Glove, I think. And it was the first thing, as close as you get to, I guess, VR. You can actually like do things and manipulate things or whatever. So, I don't know. And it sucked. Nobody liked it. We played with it for a couple days and then, you know, trashed it. But look at the old 80s computers, and I see a little cassette tape right there. But no, this is great. I bet this is one of those things you could watch a million times and pick out, you know, different stuff. He's going through, he's going back in time. Ooh, dude's got a good voice, right? And of course, an homage probably to Cobra Kai, that jacket. And I'll tell you what, so many heroes had that same look that that kid does with the red bandana and the sunglasses, which was kind of why I did the little sunglass thing. You know, kind of that 80s, you know, with the sleeveless shirts and, God, terrible. God, I gotta see this movie. If these are scenes from the movie. It looks epic.
Crawling from the ashes, the phoenix rise again, fighting for life.
Dude's got range.
We need some action. If we're gonna make it like a true survivor, we need some action. If we wanna take our love away from here, we need a living passion to believe in, burning hearts.
God. Okay, and then there's Thor. I was just literally thinking, okay, how on earth do you get, you know, dinosaurs and some kind of barbarian chick and Thor on your team? Well, I guess he goes through time and stuff. That's not Chris Hemsworth, by the way.
And a brand new feeling, action. If we're gonna make it like a true survivor, the hero stands alone when all is said and done.
Fighting
The
Nazis.
enemies are falling one by one.
It's so cheesy, man.
Running in and out of time. Hear the ticking of the countdown clocks tonight. God, we need some action.
You know, and I really hope in my heart of hearts, Hasselhoff, he knows this is cheese. I think he knows that. I don't think he's being serious. I hope he's not being serious. He looks like he's being serious, but he's got to know this is pure cheese, man. Look at his little keytar. I think everybody had one of those as a kid. God, I want to see this movie. So I wonder if he's like the mentor to that kid. Wow. Okay, I gotta see this movie. That's gotta be it, huh? Okay, yeah, that was everything I hoped it would be, to be honest with you. Alright, let's go over here. So yeah, I've definitely got a newfound respect for the Hoff. The guy's badass, and he's got a great voice. And he looks good for how old he is. But he definitely, he's still got it, man. But if you've seen that movie, let me know. I have never heard of it. And I don't know how I've never heard of it. But I'm glad I have now. So, I imagine, I don't even know how copyright works. I would love to do like a reaction watching it. But I don't want to beat it with a dead horse. I need to have my own private life too, right? You know, where I enjoy things on my own. So I'm going to see that movie as soon as I can. And hopefully you do too. If you're younger, yeah, that's how the 80s were. Everything was over the top, and it's just how it was, and we loved it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that too. And as always, you know what to do by now with the like and subscribe stuff, if you want to, whatever. And check out some of my other stuff. Not everything is just lighthearted. Sometimes I delve deeper into historical music with Sabaton and with Nightwish, breaking down different lyrics and deeper meanings of songs and things. This I just thought would be a little bit of fun. I got over being sick and I feel a little bit better. So I'm in a funky mood, and this definitely cured it. So you guys, as always, be safe, have fun, and just be nice to each other.